Hello and welcome to another StarCraft 2 co-op video. Today we'll be taking a look at where you can place your ESOs on each map. Let's get right to it. On Chain of Ascension, you can place ESOs in the orange area to clear the Expo and deal with the first hybrid. Afterwards, place your ESOs in the right natural. ESOs here can reach the second hybrid and even reach the last encampment. However, depending on where you place the buildings, you might not be able to reach the bottom part of the third hybrid area. To solve this issue, put some ESOs at the second natural, or the bottom natural, and then salvage them after you're done. The ESOs here cannot reach the fourth hybrid area, so when you're getting ready to fight this last wave, put some ESOs here. This is the second bonus, so after it leaves or kill it. Or you can place the ESOs down here away from this base and away from the escort waves that tend to rush in that direction. Then from here, you can definitely hit all the enemies that are waiting here in the area and they won't charge you. Cradle of Death. Put ESOs in the orange circle, which is at the ramp. Choose the side where the second area will be so you can use the same ones for the next area. So if the second area is on the right, just build them here. You can shell the natural and then expand, then use the same ones to break the right side. If the third and fourth areas are on the left side, place the ESOs in the yellow circle here. So this is at the bottom of the left base near the bottom ramp. This spot can hit the entire left side and the entire bottom left base. If the third and fourth areas are on the right side, just place ESOs in the orange circle here. So after you destroy the space, then put your ESOs in this blue circle so you can destroy the entire bottom right base. If there are environmental mutators, then you put them at the bottom of your right base or the right base, and the spot right here cannot hit the two constructs in the back and the enemies nearby. So that means you'll need to use Contaminated Strike or units to clear them. If you build them here in the blue area, you can hit everything. On Dead of Night, your ESOs will mostly be in the two yellow circles. The top left allows you to hit the entire left side, and the right circle allows you to hit the right side. During day 2, I like to build ESOs here and then focus on taking out all the structures in the top right and the top, then salvage them so that I don't have to defend so far forward. The bottom structures cannot be destroyed by ESOs from the main. So during sometime like day 3, you can move to a forward position and just build ESOs here quickly and then destroy all the buildings that are along the bottom safely. On Lock and Load, build some ESOs in the orange areas, kill the enemies in the center, then mass ESOs in the center to reach the entire map. On Mount Warfare, build ESOs in the right natural to clear the nearby areas and the fourth area. Before Arana starts going to the third terminal, mass ESOs over here along this path to clear the third area. Build ESOs in one of these two blue circles to clear the enemies in the final area. The high ground is better overall, but enemies might spawn there during the fourth terminal, so you'll have to defend it with bunkers and your other units. The low ground is an option if you want to start clearing sooner because enemies will either spawn from the bottom here or the right, not in this spot. The bad part about this spot is you'll have to salvage the ESOs in order to avoid the enemies that spawn here. Or you just have to defend the ESOs against the enemies that spawn near the suppression tower. On minor evac, build like 4 to 5 ESOs in one of these two orange circles. If the first ship is in the center or the left, you can build here. If the ship is in the center or the right, either of the right ones, you can build here. Then, after you expand, build most of your ESOs in the right circle, the right natural. This spot can reach the entire map except for like the space right in front of the ship. If you're concerned about defending that spot, you can make some ESOs in a forward position when you're getting ready to defend this ship. On missed opportunities, make ESOs in the right natural to clear the third area. This spot can also reach the fifth area. After the third bot wave has started, the enemies will not go on this high ground anymore. They'll spawn like here or here and go through the middle. So you can build ESOs in this blue area and take out the enemies in the fourth area. The ESOs in these two spots can reach all the relevant areas on this map. Oblivion Express, make ESOs in the center. That's all. Part and parcel, you put ESOs in one of these two orange ovals to clear the natural, then you build your ESOs in the natural. The bottom circle allows you to hit all the way down here and most of the bottom right area. The top circle allows you to hit the entire top area and even the final base. Before fighting the final boss, you may need to build some on the low ground here because you might run out of space here. So you can build some more over here to make sure that the boss gets hit. If you want to use ESOs to clear the bottom right, you can build some over here. This spot is good because it's away from this encampment, plus it's away from the second hybrid, so when the hybrid is fighting you're not going to get harassed. Your ESOs will be safe. Rifts to Core Hall. Everyone knows ESO Island already, but you should also know these two other spots, in case there are environmental mutators. This spot allows you to hit all the shards except for the fourth base. This one allows you to hit the right one in the second area. So even if there are environmental mutators, you can still use ESOs. And also, especially if you're not very good with contaminated strike timings, what you can do is have the ESOs here on one hotkey hitting the objective, and then the ESOs at home, just a few here, on a separate hotkey, so that you can attack the enemies that are trickling towards your base during each attack wave. On Scythe of Amon, if you reverse clear, where you just drop troopers and bunkers to destroy the back slivers first, then you only need ESOs in the orange circle to hit the 5 and 6 o'clock slivers. If you choose to use ESOs for everything, then you can build some here first, destroy the expansion, then use this spot to clear the 12, 5, and 8 o'clock slivers. If you're doing a solo, this is very easy to take because you don't need to care about blocking your ally. You have to build where the command center and the SCVs will be. So if you have an ally who wants to use that base, then you can't build there. Instead, what you can do is you build some ESOs here, clear this blue circle area, and then make some here, and this spot, of course, can hit the 3 far ones. The spot from the center cannot reach the top left anyways, so you can just break this spot and use this spot to clear all 3, and it can be much simpler for you. On temple, put ESOs around the temple. Make sure you have bunkers nearby to defend them from drop pods. If you want to hit enemies while they're waiting, you should build more ESOs on their respective side. For example, to hit the enemies from the top left while they're waiting, you build more ESOs in the top left region. Then you'll be able to whack them while they're just standing there grouping up. And same with the bottom right and the bottom left. On VP, you can clear the expo with ESOs in the orange circle. You need the ESO range upgrade though. After clearing the expo, the ESOs in the top circle can hit all of these buildings in the top and top right areas, not this base. ESOs in the bottom circle can hit the bottom left base and the bottom base. And even if you build right at the edge of this high ground, you cannot reach the very far right parts of these two encampments. So if you do want to use ESOs to destroy them, you probably want to destroy this base first and then build some here and then destroy these. I generally don't even touch these bases, but that's just me. On Void Launch, you can actually reach the spawn points from the safety of your main. However, the ESOs in the left orange oval can only hit the enemies from the left spawn and vice versa. If you build the ESOs in the yellow circles, you can hit enemies from both spawns and leave space for bunkers to defend against the shuttles and the escorts. And Void Thrashing. Everyone knows the center spot. But you should also know that ESOs in the orange ovals can reach all the thrashers except the back 2. This means that ESOs are still useful against environmental mutators. So just because there's going nuclear doesn't mean that you can't mass ESOs on this map. And that's it for this lesson. Drop a like and subscribe if you learned something new. Where do you like to place your ESOs? Thanks to all the members who are supporting me. If you would like to go the extra mile to support me, check out the link in the description. And while you're here, why don't you take a look at the playlist with lots of other guides? I'm sure you'll learn something new. See you there.